What's going on? It's your boy Sermon at Sermon's Domain on Twitter. Desiigner. His debut mixtape, New English, is finally upon us. We've been waiting to see if Desiigner has more to offer than just being a diet version of Future. And this tape is either going to make or break him. It was released through Tidal over the weekend, which was an interesting choice considering it's a mixtape and not an album. I think it kind of also hinders his ability to reach an audience because not everybody has Tidal, but everybody can simply log into a DatPiff or an Audio Mac and get the mixtape that way. So it does kind of present that obstacle of, now his fans or whoever wants to give him a shot has to jump through these hoops in order to find a working link for the mixtape. Getting into the actual mixtape, I think Desiigner does not prove that he has potential. Panda is a hit without a doubt. It's been #1 on the Billboard charts. It's huge. It blew up. All of that. But as far as that goes, he doesn't have much else to offer. If anything, he's just a chameleon. He transmogrifies into different sounding artists on this tape. There's a record called Make It Out where he sounds like G Herbo. And I'm not even fully convinced if this is Desiigner rapping. The whole song, I'm like, this can't be Desiigner. This sounds so much like G Herbo. And then there's another record called The Day. And there's an uncredited artist named Millie CTD on the song. And that was probably one of my favorites because I like this Millie guy. He sounds like he could be, he has some potential. With that guest not being credited, I was confused thinking this was Desiigner rapping. Like when I see featuring Pusha T, featuring King Savage, okay, I know those verses are going to be on there, but the other song, The Day, is not credited, so I was confused. I was like, this can't be Desiigner rapping, can it? And then he goes busting with the Future flow, and then you're like, okay, these are clearly two different people. So that's what I'm thinking is the case with Make It Out. But I did a little bit of research online. I just couldn't find if there was another artist that did the song. It could be Desiigner. He could very well have, morphed into a G Herbo. But it's crazy because it sounds like G Herbo. And then there's the record Shooters, where he sounds like Tory Lanez rapping. If you ever heard Tory Lanez rapping, you know how Shooters is going to sound. And it's also one of the shorter songs on the album. I don't think it's complete, or it's more along the lines of a snippet. That and Monsters and Villains are the two records that are short, and they seem like they're going to be on his debut album, Life of Desiigner. Otherwise, I don't see the purpose of having them. I mean, they cut off, right then and there. It's so sudden. So these definitely aren't the full versions. Going back to him being like this chameleon character, I think the thing about it is he sounds like different artists, but he doesn't gain the skills of said artists. Like I said, he sounds like G Herbo on Make It Out, but he doesn't sound like skill-wise on the level of what G Herbo is on, or the level of a Future. He lacks like the best parts of Future. Sometimes Desiigner has some good melodies. I'm not going to front on that, but for the most part, a lot of it's inaudible. You just can't listen to it. You can't even understand him. And I know people make the joke about Future sounding like that, but with Future, he's improved a lot more. You can understand him most of the time. But all Desiigner has is the voice of these people. He doesn't get the skill set. And I think that's one of the reasons that he's not going to make it. I mean, there's a million reasons why he's probably not going to make it, but that's like another reason. I look at it like he got this far. So there's people that actually like him that want to check for him. But if all you offer is like a discount version of the artist you're trying to emulate, then you're not going to make it that far. Look at it like this. If he sounds like such and such, that's him being the store brand. You go to a supermarket, that's the store brand of, the cola. Look at it like that. And like a Future is Coca-Cola. Sometimes the store brand is going to have some good moments. It's going to taste good at sometimes. But for the most part, everybody is going to ride with Coca-Cola over the store brand. That's just a fact. And that's Desiigner in a nutshell. And I say he has potential because I see what happened after he did his Double XL freshman freestyle. That was like a very weird hook that he had laying around or something, but it's manifested into fans really liking it. I've seen people that hate Desiigner like, yo, this is hot, this is dope. And I think if Desiigner kind of goes in that way, I don't know exactly how to do it because obviously it's just him snapping and singing this melody, but it's a good melody and it has a unique sound. He doesn't sound like Future there. So that was the good part about the freestyle, is that he doesn't sound like Future. And I think if he's smart, if good music is smart, they'll kind of mold him to do that. Because ultimately, Desiigner is wasting his potential putting out music like the new English mixtape. Mike Dean told Billboard that he feels Desiigner has a lot more to offer. But sadly, this mixtape doesn't, reinforce that statement at all. It's quite sad. I went into this with a clear mind, hoping that some of it would be good, and the best parts of the mixtape aren't even Desiigner. You got the Millie CDT kid on the day, and you got a new Pusha T verse. Not Pusha T's best verse, but even a bad Pusha T verse is pretty good, and especially when it exists on a mixtape full of disappointment. So that's my take on New English, Designer's debut mixtape. I'll still be giving him a chance. Let's see if he can turn things around with Life of Desiigner, his debut album this fall, not next year. Sometime this fall, this winter, whenever it's finished and put out. I'll give him that shot. I'll give him another listen and see. But he needs to really make some changes to his sound. He needs to stop sounding like Future. He needs to stop sounding like everybody else and show us who is Desiigner. That's what I want to know. I want to know who is Desiigner, and I want a reason to support why good music would want to invest so much into him. So that's my take, New English. Let me know what you think of the mixtape in the comment section below, and then like the video, subscribe to the channel if you're not already, share the video. Follow me on Twitter at Sermons Domain, and as always, thank you for your time. I appreciate you for watching, and until next time, peace.